Hello, Leo. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for a tarot and oracle card reading for all Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We are going to start right away here with an angel number for you since we're going to be heading into St. Patrick's Day. Let's see what other symbols of fortune and luck we can pull out. If you see this number 1331, know that it has special meaning for you. Stop in the sacredness of pausing. Set your intentions. Command to the universe exactly what you desire. So this is a number that represents good fortune, advice, comfort, major change, individuality, and independence. Have faith in your skills and talents, and as they are a tool that can provide you with a bright future. A piece of good advice, a moment of enlightenment, or a comforting message is on its way. Everything will work out in your favor. So everything is always working out for you. And know again, 1331 is an important number for you. We're going to take a fortune oracle here, and then we'll get into the tarot. Well, you have the card of the dragonfly, okay? Even if you see a dragonfly out and about, that may also be a synchronicity. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. I love this. So confidence, independence, individuality, and major changes and good fortune. All right, you've got the Hermit, the Three of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Emperor. We've got the Devil, the Five of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Well, I feel like somebody here, now I'm going to take this because it's you and your own energy, and if you've ever watched this channel before, it doesn't happen very often, so you might say, I've never seen this in my entire life, and I've been watching it for years. Well, if you're in your own sign, on the bottom of the deck is the shadow card. If I make eye contact with you, you come along for the ride. Now, I could put in the Hermit or even the Devil in here, but something about this Page of Wands, because he perks things up. You have a bit of saga and drama going on here in the reading. Just to be clear, we're not going to try to sweep the Nine of Wands and that blasted Five of Wands, Five of Cups duo, but it definitely shows disappointment, and I feel like it was something that you really invested a lot into, but I feel like you're going to be on the upswing with this, and I also feel like, too, if you've had to take the high road, and you know how hard that is, especially because I always feel like snakes love to get collections of other snakes. They love to talk. They love to get people to surround them. They love to get the invisible army up and against you. So if you had somebody that turned on you, or even if it was in a way where they said things that just weren't true, I feel like you in this energy of strength embodies it all. Now, if it's something with a relationship that's been nasty and obsessive in a love relationship, or even if it's work related, there's somebody here, I just don't like their energy. Not you, but somebody around you is how I feel it. So we have Aries, Leo, we've got Capricorn, and we've got Virgo. But something about this, oh man. Okay, and when I see the Devil, it's not always a bad energy, but it is the energy of the ego. And so I feel like with these two fives, if there's some change that's been difficult to swallow, we got to go and turn into change. Embrace change. Now, that energy of the Devil can be old patterns too. And so if you find that you've repeated an old pattern, old habits die hard, I heard. I feel like they're saying we've got to get you out of this. I feel like your spiritual team is suited up. Okay, they're armored up coming in here because this isn't going to go in any different way. And even if it's something to do too with, addiction, because that's what the Devil can also represent. And so like this too, I heard we're in our cups. Okay, and that's something that's in, if you've ever heard of any 12-step recovery, there's one called the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous that actually talks about being in their cups, and it talks about being boiled as an owl. And so anyway, if somebody went out and got boiled as an owl again and you're like, oh God, I hate myself. Hey, it might be time to turn the page and try something new. Because this to me reminds me of, you know how people always say doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is a definition of insanity. That reminds me of this a whole lot. So let's change. And I'll tell you how you do it. Let's start right here. Let's start with the Hermit, and let's even bring strength into the mix, because you know why? 8, 9, my friends, number 8 and 9. And then after the Hermit comes the Wheel of Fortune, when things really pick up and get good. And so I feel like you've outlasted something here. You've had to overcome something. But with the Hermit, it gives us that snapshot of how important it is to go within, know thyself. Do not settle. Do not compromise yourself for anybody. And I don't care what they've told you about you. I mean, you know how we always talk about the search for meaning, to understand what the hell are we even doing here? Well, if I don't know why I'm here, how can I tell you what your hangups are? So if somebody's been taking your inventory and doing things that have made you miserable, I feel like with this Hermit energy, it gets you back to center. It gets you back into this. There's a really deep spirituality here. And I mean, it's going down deep. And I've had experiences in my own life where I really connected with the Hermit. And I'll tell you what, the next couple of years after that, I really, as a practice, my life changed in beautiful and huge ways. So I feel like somebody here, you're in a turning point here. And it is a turn for the better. It's so interesting how the cards were made, okay, where you've got like this bright yellow, like, aha, beautiful energy. And then the next card looks so dreary, but really gray in the card is balance. And so if you were on some kind of a high swing and things came crashing down, I feel like with the Three of Wands, you're going to see that change. You're going to see that turning point. This is all about your ships coming in. So if you've been waiting after you had something really took you down, I feel like you finally are going to start to see the process work for you. If you're waiting on paperwork, if you're waiting on an answer. For those of you, if it's a love story, I feel like it's time to move on is what they're telling you. This is a mess. I mean, it's hard to say, oh, let's have reconciliation with the stuff I just showed you. I mean, I just don't feel like that's what the cards are saying. But I also feel like too, for somebody here, when you are in a place where you really feel like you can entertain new love or open up to somebody new, I'm telling you what, I actually like the Page of Wands with strength. So it could be, I'll tell you, I always mention this. I'm an Aries sun, so be gentle with your comments, but I love Leo. I think you're one of the most fun, precious signs out there. So maybe it's an Aries that you're attracting. And I'll tell you what, they're loyal as hell. So if you had somebody who was disloyal, you watch out, because the next one won't be. So that Nine of Wands energy, I also feel like too, you've been put through the ringer. I mean, it's in the cards. So that's what I love about the tarot. It's readings like this that almost give me chills, because I know this is somebody's life. I know. And so that Nine of Wands is like, you just keep putting one foot in front of the other and expecting the miracle. And I feel like you finally have it. If it's a business you tried to build and you're like, yeah, but I'm about to shut my doors. Or if it's some other area where you say, but it never got off the ground. I feel like you're finally going to get the solution and getting that next piece of the puzzle. Okay. And for some of you too, again, it may be going in a new direction is how I get it. If it's like you've done everything you can and it's not working, it's time for something new to come in. Nines are realizations. Now, the Emperor is the great architect of the universe. He wears that red robe of desire, but this is solid energy. This is trustworthy energy. This is not settling energy. There's nothing higher than an emperor. He doesn't settle for anything. And so I do feel like you're going to get into a place of great confidence, especially too, if somebody did ruffle your feathers, if some of their insane comments resonated in some way, or they hit you in some way that you started to internalize them. I feel like you're going to come away from that. And I also feel, like I said, that you're going to be connecting with some really strong people. I also feel like somebody has a conversation coming in. So if it was a job that you lost after you gave them a number of years and service and, didn't use unlimited PTO, and then all of a sudden you lose your job after you sacrificed, my God, I don't know how these people sleep at night. But I feel like the next thing, it's like it's good as gold is how I get it, where you're going to say, yeah, that was worth it because now I can live my life in a way that has more freedom and more protection. So ultimately, this devil energy, I do feel like you have something here where you're going to break free of something that just has not been working. It just doesn't give anything back. Okay, it's take, take, take. And no, too, when he holds up his hand, it's saying, let me control things. Let me manipulate, manage, mother, and then become a martyr. Okay, I sound like an Al-Anon meeting, but it's true. It's like there's something about this where he takes control of things, but he does it for his own needs. And it doesn't have to be a him. I'm just saying because he is a male character typically. So in the cards. But with this 5 of Wands, it generated a whole hell of a lot of chaos. And who needs this noise? So I do feel like something upended you. It's in the cards. I mean, I can't, there's no other thing here that I could say with all of these cards together. That's why the tarot is so fun, because the cards connect and they weave a story. And this tells us something absurd has happened. I do feel like, too, though, it caused sadness. In the 5 of Cups, you've got a lot of sadness. And I feel like sort of that end of a dream or the end of what you thought something could be, and really getting into the place where we go in a new direction and dream a new dream and follow the yellow brick road if we have to. Now, ultimately, though, this Page of Wands is telling us you have a change here, and it is exhilarating. This is the kind of energy where that shift, you say, yes. You drive to work and you say, I can't wait to get there. If it was a housing situation, you're into something better. In terms of love, or even in relationships in general, this is where you have fun again. This is where you're alive again. This is where you have people who believe in you and support you. The Page of Wands is one of the biggest cheerleaders in the deck. This is somebody who will be your consummate companion and trusted companion, faithful companion. So you have a wonderful turn of events from something that certainly seems difficult, good fortune coming. I love you, Leo, and I'll be back again soon.